What is up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? I'm Guy Wozniak. Joined with me, as always, is my good friend and co-host, Matt.
Hey!
We had an idea for a video. We have done several videos like this where it's, the best covers of all time and the worst covers of all time.
Yeah.
So this idea is the best battle-damaged covers of all time. And before we jump into the covers, Matt, explain what we mean by battle damage.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love a good cover where your hero has just been through it? And you can tell, and like they are messed up looking. They've been gone through hell and back, and I mean, what a fantastic cover. You don't see those nearly enough, and I think that's cool because it makes it more of a special thing when you do see a cover like that. But I absolutely love. In fact, my favorite Marvel comic cover ever is a battle damage cover. So let's get into it.
And that one is definitely on this list.
Absolutely.
Now, these are subjectively just our favorite, greatest covers, but, you might have different opinions. So let us know in the comments down below. What are your favorite battle damage?
What are your favorite battle damage covers? I'm dying to see maybe it's one I haven't seen before. I mean, I love that kind of stuff.
All right. And with that being said, we'll dive into number one. So the first on our list, and not in any particular order, Uncanny X-Men number 212. This is a 1986 Barry Windsor Smith Wolverine versus Sabretooth cover, and Wolverine has been roughed up, to say the least. I believe this is also like one of the early parts of the Mutant Massacre story arc, if I'm not mistaken.
This is kind of a storyline. Well, I mean, it says it right on the cover. Wolverine versus Sabretooth round 1. And this, I believe, was 3 rounds of him fighting Sabretooth. And, from this cover, I mean, what a beautiful cover this is. I mean, if you usually don't know, we have it printed out. We're looking at it right in front of us.
I'll put up pictures on the screen for your
fantastic
benefit.
Cover. Barry Windsor Smith, of course, a legend. The guy, I don't think he did anything ever that was that bad. But this is phenomenal. A really good representation of his work. He really just nailed it with this one. Of course, he did the Wolverine, the Weapon X storyline. In Marvel Comics Presents, he did the artwork for that, which is just gorgeous.
Some of my favorite comics.
Beautiful, beautiful cover by Barry Windsor Smith.
Now, spoiler alert, this isn't going to be the only Wolverine picture because, Wolverine gets the crap beat out of him a lot. But for our first one on the list, Uncanny X-Men number 12. Next, we'll go on to Matt's first one and our second cover right after this.
All right, this is one of my picks. And what we're doing is a guy came up with 5, I came up with 5. And so we're going to alternate between ours. And these are in no order from like best to worst or anything like that. These are just 5 really cool comic covers that we love. My first pick is Captain America number 183 from the original series. This is from 1985. It's by Gil Kane and Joe Sinnott. And what happens in this story, why you're seeing Captain America all beat up and trussed up like this, is because he's dead. Captain America is dead. But it's not the Captain America.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I know it's 50 years old, but you still got to put that spoiler alert out there before you tell people that it's not Captain America.
Actually, it's 75 years old. It's from 1975. No, I'm sorry, you're 50 years old. Okay.
I can do math. 51 if you want to split hairs.
51 years old. 51 years old. It's from 1975. But I mean, that's the thing. What's going on in this is crazy. As you can see on the cover, there's Cap, Falcon, and Nomad. But it's not the Jack Monroe Nomad. It's Steve Rogers' Nomad, because he took the role of Nomad for just a handful of issues because he'd quit being Captain America. And he actually passed the mantle onto Roscoe Simons. Yes, Roscoe Simons was Captain America. The guy first appeared in like number 178 or something like that. So he lasted in like 5 issues total. He's supposed to be training with the Falcon, and on his like first mission out, the Red Skull just kills him.
That's not great work.
I mean, the Red Skull's like, what is this? What are you trying to pull on me? I'm not having it. So, of course, Steve Rogers comes back into town, and this is the death of Roscoe Simons here makes him want to be Captain America again.
Now, let me ask you, do you have this book in your collection?
Of course I do.
I should mention, I do have the previous one, Uncanny X-Men 212. Yeah. I do have that in my collection, which you do as well.
I have the entire Captain America run, beginning with his first Silver Age appearance in Avengers number 4. And of course, it leads into Tales of Suspense. And then up and through, he gets, with Captain America 100. And then from there, I have the entire run of the original run from Marvel. But yeah, I'm a huge Captain America fan.
All right, should we go on to number 3? Let's do it. Number 3 on our list, and my second choice, I stole this right out from underneath of Matt, because this is Matt's favorite, one of at least Matt's favorite covers of all time.
Yeah.
Secret Wars, number 10, just obliterated. Dr. Doom is just obliterated. The armor's falling apart. He's just scarred and battered and beaten. The mask, though, still looks pretty good.
Yeah.
What an awesome cover. But I have a very, very hot take on the Marvel Secret Wars in general. It doesn't hold up. I reread it recently, very recently, and I was like, did this really happen? Like, it was not awesome, if I'm going to be honest with you. And I'm kind of less looking forward to the Secret Wars Avengers Marvel movies that they're going to be doing here in the relatively near future, because yikes, what a weird story that was.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, the version of Secret Wars we're going to get in the theater is not even remotely going to resemble the Secret Wars, the original Secret Wars series. I think it's going to more resemble the Secret Wars series that we've seen more recently, because they've done like 4 different versions. There was Secret Wars 2.
Yeah.
They did a weird Secret Wars with like a Nick Fury angle involving Latveria. And then they had the whole Secret World event with Dr. Doom becoming taking the place of the Beyonder and making a patchwork reality. That's the version I believe we're going to get in the movie.
I mean, like I said, it's going to be a hot take, and I did not enjoy the Secret Wars stories. Having reread it recently, it doesn't hold up. But that with, I'm going to get all kinds of comments about how I'm a big idiot for saying that. But, I'm being honest.
I would agree with that. You're a big idiot.
But
Secret Wars is awesome.
Oh, God, the whole, love triangle thing.
With Johnny Storm.
With Johnny Storm, and the healer lady. No, it was goofy. But this cover in particular, I forgot to mention.
Don't forget Magneto's obsession with the Wasp.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus, he has this, kidnaps her.
And kind of the lizard's obsession with the Wasp also.
Super weird. Yeah, almost like a puppy following her around.
It was literally a soap opera. It was very strange. It was the whole thing was a soap opera.
A lot of weird subplots going on there.
But I didn't mention 1985, Mike Zeck, who also did some other covers that I really like. Kraven's Last Hunt.
Yes.
Punisher, the miniseries.
Yes.
Mike Zeck has done a lot of really awesome stuff. Yes. And John Beatty. Beatty.
Yeah, John Beatty.
Don't want to take away from him as well. But yeah, this is probably, if I'm going to rank them, the best cover on this list.
Yes, I agree. Absolutely. This is, like I said, one of, if not my favorite Marvel comic cover ever. I even had an artist recreate this cover and replace Doom with Iron Man, and he did a fantastic job. And I have it colored and hanging up, framed in the wall of my house. It's awesome looking.
That's a clever idea. I like that.
Yeah, he replaced it with Iron Man and stuff. But yeah, in this issue, Doom takes on the Beyonder and he loses.
Doesn't go well.
And promptly loses, but is able to use his cunning to sap the Beyonder's power. And so he becomes like a god, and it ends up not working out too well. As anybody that's read it will know. If you haven't read it, you have to read it yourself and see what happens.
If you haven't read it, read it, and then leave in the comments whether I'm right and it doesn't hold up, or Matt's right that I'm a big idiot. But with that said, let's go on to number 4.
All right, for number 4 is Iron Man number 230. This is from 1988. This is a cover by Mark Bright and Bob Layton.
Bob Layton.
Yeah, and I got to say, Mark Bright, the team of Mark Bright and Bob Layton is probably one of my favorite Iron Man teams, art-wise, on, penciling and inking. I mean, Bob Layton is a fantastic artist. I love him to death. But him and Mark Bright together, they just have made some real gems there. But yeah, this is wrapping up. This is towards the end of the Armor Wars storyline for Iron Man. And if those of you who don't know, because he has the Silver Centurion armor and he's just getting shellacked by this guy, Firepower. And in the Armor Wars, if you haven't read that, it's really good. What happens is Tony Stark defeats a armored villain and finds some of his tech in this guy's armor. And he goes nuts. He's trying to figure out, hey, what's going on? Why is my tech in this guy's armor? And he starts tracking down all these other people that are using his tech. Everyone, not just villains too, heroes. So that brings him into conflict with a lot of other people as he's trying to secure his tech from being, stolen and used. And so, of course, one of the things he tracks down is like the U.S. government is using his tech in this suit, this firepower suit, and he goes up against it and just, as you can see, he gets the beating of a lifetime. He is just beaten like a redheaded stepchild. And
I don't think you're allowed to say that anymore.
Well, and this is the end of the Silver Centurion armor. That's it. The next issue, he creates a new suit of armor. And I got to say that I wasn't a fan of the Silver Centurion armor, but now I've really grown like a fondness for it. It only lasted like 30 issues. We've seen it again here and there. He's revisited it, but not like the long run we had with it. But yeah, I do miss it. It's probably my second favorite suit of armor.
I was going to ask you, I've read exactly 0 issues of Iron Man comic books, so I have no real dog in the fight. But in your opinion, what is the best Iron Man armor?
The classic Iron Man. That's the, and what, because
is that considered like Mark II? Because like
well, no, he had the
original armor.
The original
was the
gray.
Right?
Then he had gold. He painted it gold, and then he had the Mark III, I believe, was like he had the pointy mask, and then the Mark IV, he had the more, the non-pointy mask. And see, that what was cool, he had the same basic look for like a long time. He had a nose at one point. Just
then he had ones that almost had like little like horn things that came up.
He had a pointy mask.
That was
the third version.
Okay.
And yet what I really liked about Iron Man is he would improve his armor, make constant improvements for it, and, improve the tech and add things to it. But he had the same look. It had the same suit of armor, but just with different new technology evolving, but he always kept the same look. And then he had to, he created the Silver Centurion armor. And then once that was done, that kind of started the whole, the ball rolling with him getting constant new armors again and again and again and again. I mean, he doesn't hold the same look for very long now these days, which I think is a real shame.
I lease cars for longer than he wears his armor, I think.
Yeah, right. But yeah, my favorite set of armor is the classic original. My second favorite is actually Iron Man 2020. He's like an evil Arno Stark from the future, introduced in Machine Man miniseries by Barry Windsor Smith. The Arno Stark Iron Man 2020 armor is my second favorite set, which closely resembles his armor. Yeah. It's the classic Iron Man. And then Silver Centurion is like hands down third favorite. I mean, I really love the Silver Centurion. I don't know why I can't get a Sideshow Silver Centurion figure. Come on. Make it already. But I love this cover because this just exemplifies him being he is just getting his butt handed to him.
Yeah, definitely an awesome battle damaged cover. That said, let's go on to number 5. All right, number 5 on the list is a comic book that I've actually never read, and I don't own it, but I love it because Todd McFarlane drew it. Conan number 241. I mean, I love Conan in general, and if you've not read the current Conan series that Jim Zub has been writing,
from
Titan Comics Conan, I have read all of those, and they're amazing.
Yeah, very good.
Unfortunately, I haven't read this one yet, or any of the older Marvel Comics Conans. I was just complaining to Matt about this the other day. I really would like to read the old Marvel Conan comics, but they're not in the Marvel Unlimited subscription service at all. I can't get access to them, so that's annoying. That said, Todd McFarlane, some of his more early work. This came out in 1991. The synopsis of the story is that he's trying to stop a marriage between Red Sonja and some evil sorcerer.
Some evil sorcerer, because he thinks she's being mind controlled, which he's right. So, you know.
But I can't tell you too much about the story arc that is going on here. It's apparently a three-part story arc. Maybe someday I'll get around to reading it. If I find these comics at a convention or a comic store, I'll pick them up. But really cool cover.
Yeah, the cover is awesome.
That's basically what it's all about for me.
Yeah, Conan gets messed up constantly. And yeah, his distrust of magic is just, I mean, that's a recurring theme you see again and again and again in Conan stories. He does not like magic.
Yeah. We were talking about, speaking of Todd McFarlane, what's that series that he did all those covers for? It was like Marvel Tales?
Spawn?
No, not Spawn. There was a series of Marvel books.
Yeah, Marvel Tales.
Was it Marvel Tales?
Which are, they're reprints of old stories, of old, like, Spider-Man stories mostly.
But there's like a whole run of them with all brand new Todd McFarlane covers.
A ton of covers that he did.
Yeah.
And some of them are just really, really cool. And some of the really cooler ones with like a lot of characters and stuff on there that he didn't normally draw back in the day, those can actually be a little expensive. I mean, they're not going to break the bank or anything, but you're going to be paying a premium for them.
What are we talking, like 30, 40, 50 bucks?
Yeah, you'd be surprised what some of those in good condition can go for. Like, I mean, not like hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but like $100, if not more, a little more. Yeah, it's pretty surprising.
But yeah, we will, let's not dwell on this one. Conan number 241, the Marvel comic series, great cover. Conan slashed and stabbed and just beaten.
Good long run on Marvel back in the day.
But let's go on to number 6.
All right, next up is another choice, a pick of mine is, of course, the classic X-Men 137. And this is wrapping up the Dark Phoenix storyline. It's the death of Jean Grey. So, yeah, spoiler alert.
I got to say, for my money, Jean Grey with the yellow mask and the green dress, maybe the best Jean Grey outfit ever.
Yes, definitely. I agree 100%. And just the classic, the classic looks are always the best. I mean, look at Cyclops' outfit. He's got the yellow boots, gloves, and trunks, and just the plain belt with the X on it. Mm-hmm. And just real classic, clean look. The same with her costume, the yellow gloves and boots and the mask and just the green dress. Real streamlined, classic, basic, simple look. Those are always the best for me. You make these things overcomplicated with pouches and buckles and nonsense and weird patterns all over the place.
Yeah.
Just not a nice, basic, streamlined look is always the best for me, in my opinion.
What was going on, speaking of the pouches, in the early 90s when everybody had to have 15 pouches?
Oh, my God.
Have you, outside of Batman, who had the utility belt, but we're talking Marvel Comics, have you ever seen anyone pull anything out of the pouches?
I'm going to blame Rob Liefeld for that.
I mean...
all the pouches, with I really noticed it with Cable.
Oh, yeah. And
the
Deadpool.
Amount of pouches that he had. I will say this, the utility belt, I will say in the Ed Brubaker Captain America run, Cap had a utility type of belt. Sure. With pouches and stuff on it, right? It was like brown leather or something.
I think Jim Lee did that a bit with Captain America too.
Right. And so, there was a couple issues where he's actually pulling stuff out of there. Like somebody got hurt and he's got a small first aid pouch.
Here's a tourniquet.
Here's some gauze and, and bandages and stuff. He's pulling out of his little belt and everything. I'm like,
at least they're using it. Sure.
Yeah, cool. So those pouches make sense. They have things in them that a hero uses. Basic first aid, stuff like that. I'm like, that was pretty awesome. But yeah, that's the only time I've really noticed it. Aside from Batman, pulling out his shark repellent and stuff.
No, that came from the helicopter.
I know, I'm being facetious.
I don't think you mentioned...
I'm rage baiting.
Yeah, I don't think you mentioned, though, artists.
John Byrne, of course, and Terry Austin.
The John Byrne, the best X-Men artist ever.
Yeah, he's the best artist, period, in my opinion.
Well, I debate that, but X-Men artist?
Well, talent-wise... but yes, John Byrne is my favorite comic book artist ever. And yeah, he is fantastic. Nailed this cover. And inks by Terry Austin, who's a fantastic inker. But yeah, this is it. This Jean Grey dies in this issue. What happens is, like I said, this is wrapping up the Dark Phoenix storyline. And they've suppressed the Dark Phoenix thing, but, the Shi'ar, being the Shi'ar, you destroyed a planet, man. So... yeah, we're not going to take your word for it. They send in the Imperial Guard, to take her out. Of course, the X-Men have to fight them. So it's this really cool, the team split up and it's the X-Men taking on the Imperial Guard and stuff, and that's really cool. Really good story and lots of good action and stuff in it. But, in this issue, Jean Grey dies. I think for the first time, maybe
dies.
Kinda.
Yeah.
We learn later that she is, in fact, not dead, and she was actually I think it's in the issue of the Avengers where they fish out a cocoon out of the
Really?
the one of the rivers, whatever, in New York, and it was in the Avengers, and Jean Grey is the original Jean Grey, which actually replaced by the. Anyway, you have to read it yourself.
I didn't catch that one.
Read the Wikipedia page. Yeah, it's true. I remember, like, after Jean Grey had been died, it wasn't the real Jean Grey that had been killed. They find this like a cocoon in the Hudson River or whatever in New York, and it's in an Avengers storyline. And they pull it out of the water, and the real Jean Grey is inside there, and that's how you get the Jean Grey version that's introduced in X Factor. Back in the day with, they got the original X-Men for X Factor.
That was a good costume too, by the way, and Jean's X Factor costume.
Yeah, that looked good. The big like X, across, and that was their battle uniforms,
Yeah.
That was cool. But and it's covered. I mean, they look at them. They've been through it, man. They got their clothes are all torn up and stuff. Like they're backed into a corner. Yeah, this is a desperate battle to the end, and that the cover really conveys that. And one of my favorite battle damage covers right here for sure.
All right, how about we go on to number 7? 2010's Wolverine reboot number, God knows, what are we talking?
87.
Volume 4, Volume 5. I never read this particular run of Wolverine comic
books. I haven't
books.
either, but that's a cool cover.
But Wolverine number 1 from 2010 by Jay Lee with the katana swords all stabbed through Wolverine.
Yeah, which I think they kind of homaged in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie.
Did they? I don't remember.
He had swords sticking out of him all over the place. That's what I got from it. I thought it was kind of an homage.
I suppose it could be.
It's the same costume.
Okay, sure.
And Deadpool's only got the 2 swords, but he's got 3 in this one. But still, I mean, I kind of thought that's what it was.
Yeah, I guess I could see it. Sure, it didn't occur to me at the time, but yeah, Jay Lee, you had mentioned this. He's kind of hit or miss on this one. I think.
Yeah, for me, Jay Lee. I mean, some of his covers are just. I mean, wow, kills it. Some, not so much. So, I mean, in my opinion, he's hit or miss for me. This is definitely a hit.
Storyline based on the synopsis says Wolverine somehow winds up like, I don't know, his soul's in hell, but his body's still on Earth or something. I don't know what's going on. And then he's got some sort of last stand of the Silver Samurai. I thought he took care of the Silver Samurai way back in the original series, issue number 2, if I'm not mistaken. But, like I said, I didn't read this one. I just loved the cover. I thought it was beautiful artwork, oil painting by Jay Lee,
Yeah, beautifully done.
But I guess that will take us on to your 4th one and our number 8.
Right. Next up for me is Thor number 389. This cover is from 1988, and this is the team of Ron Frenz and Brett Breeding on inks. And I gotta say, I was not a fan of Ron Frenz at first when he took over for Spider-Man and then Thor. But I mean, after some time passed, I became a real fan of his art style.
Here's the thing that I don't like about this cover. If you took off the heading and just looked at the picture, do you even know that's Thor? I don't think I would even know.
He's got the hammer.
I mean, he's got a hammer. I don't know if it looks like it's broken, actually.
Yeah, got the hammer, got the boots. And this is Thor's battle armor that he's wearing. That's been like torn up and stripped off him and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been through it, man. He's like missing half his armor. His hammer's cracked and broken. But yeah, this is Ron Frenz, who now at this point, I really appreciate his artwork. I'm a big fan of his artwork, and I've got several pieces from him, original artwork that I've bought through him, and he's done a couple of very big ones for me, which I really appreciate. But yeah, I'm a big Ron Frenz fan. It took him a little bit for him to grow on me, but he did.
Yeah.
And yeah, and this I can't even explain to you, because I mean, looking at the cover, there's a lot going on here.
Speaking of Ron Frenz, didn't you get him to do the amazing bombastic Bagman for you?
Yes.
That was a great piece of artwork.
Which someone swiped the artwork to put on a product. Yes.
An action figure, right?
Yes, an action figure. Someone swiped my artwork and used it on a product, a bombastic Bagman packaging for it. Yeah, they totally swiped it, like uncredited. What? That's rude.
On the other hand, You did buy the action figure.
Of course I did. I bought like 3 of them. I'm not even kidding.
That's awesome.
Well, I own the original artwork. And I heard somebody post a comment, because I'd mentioned that before in another video, where someone had taken the artwork that Ron Friends I commissioned for him to do. And, it was posted online. We made no secret of it. And then someone's used that, swiped it to make to put on their product.
You put it on like the Comic Art Fans website or whatever, right?
And someone had posted like, oh, no, that's not true. Artists don't get offended by that. They feel flattered. That is not true.
I don't think so.
Artists are not flattered when you swipe their artwork. They are very upset about that and angry. You ask any artist that does that for a living, they're going to be very mad about that. So that is not true. They are not flattered.
Anyway, we digress.
Anyway.
Yeah, sorry about that. I derailed that.
They are flattered when I sing praise about their work and tell everyone else how much I love it, which I love this cover. But yeah, I'm not going to tell you what's going on in the story, because there is so much going on. It's so convoluted. It's involving all these other characters and him fighting Celestials, and it's bananas.
Yeah.
So if you want to know what's going on, you're going to have to pick this up yourself, because I cannot even. It does a whole video explaining to you what's going on. But yeah, I love this cover. Thor's messed up. Half his armor's been stripped off him and stuff. It just looks really cool. Like he's been through it and he's not given up, not just yet. But yeah, that's why I love this cover so much.
All right, that'll take us on to number 9. Number 9, one of the most iconic covers of all time, period.
Absolutely.
Batman number 497, Nightfall, part 11, Bane breaking the back of Batman.
Yeah, what more do we need to say about that?
There's no way humanly possible you could do a list of the greatest battle-damaged covers without including this one. Now, I'm going to tell you something that I didn't know. For all of these years, the artist that did this cover, Kelly Jones, I've never heard of Kelly Jones until we were coming up with this list, and I was like, oh, I got to put the Backbreaker cover on this list. And who the heck's the artist? I had literally no idea, and I couldn't tell you another thing that this artist has done. I mean, off the top of your head, can you think of anything else?
Well, some of the other covers.
No, well, from the Nightfall, from the Nightfall series.
No.
But yeah,
no,
it's. I'm not. This isn't a slight on the artist at all, and I'm not saying that they're not. I mean, they're great artists. This is one of the best covers ever.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But it's crazy to me that this cover. And then you would think it'd be like, okay, this is just like the launching board to a prolific career. I mean, maybe I'm just living under a rock. Maybe there is a prolific career of other covers and stories and interior artwork that they've done. But I just thought it was weird that, like, I've seen this cover. I've read this series when I was a kid. I've seen this cover hundreds of times, and I didn't know who the artist was. It's not like a John Byrne or a Todd McFarlane or somebody like that. Yeah. Some like almost household name amongst comic nerds. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that was crazy. That a crazy realization that I had when we were putting this list together. But yeah, Batman Nightfall. The story itself. I mean, I haven't read it in decades. Not awesome. I do remember it was like, oh my God, Batman's gonna die, right? Mm-hmm. Like it was like, this is the end of Batman. What could possibly happen from here? And I hate to say it because people are gonna get mad at me, but they basically did this kind of homage to this anyway in the Chris Nolan. Batman. What was the last one called? What was the third one called? Dark Knight something. Rises.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of that.
I didn't love it. I did not love the depiction of Bane in the movie. I didn't love. I don't know.
I just felt that like there's way too much going on. You know, and this the whole storyline of like the police being locked in underground. It was in tunnels, right? Which I thought was dumb.
And the depiction of the Catwoman in that movie, but the Bane talking like this the whole time.
Yeah, he's like, like the whole movie, I couldn't understand a thing he was saying. Oh, Batman. Yeah. Like, what?
Did you ever see somebody did a video on YouTube years and years ago where he's talking and he's like ordering lunch and he's like, Jim would like a roast beef sandwich with a side of blah, blah, blah. And it was hilarious. But anyway, I bring that up because like, we're probably never going to get to see a depiction of this in film ever again.
Oh, no.
And it's a shame because like, I think that like there's a scenario where they did Bane twice, right? They did Bane back in the back in the day with the poison ivy.
Oh God,
that was terrible as well. So maybe there's a chance they'll bring Bane back a third time, and we'll actually get a good depiction of this in the movies.
Yeah,
who knows?
Who knows?
But yeah, there's our number 9, Batman 497. If I didn't mention it, 1993. That was, what was I? 12, 13 years old in 1993. Yeah, I remember when that was on the newsstand, and it was a killer for sure. But this will bring us up to our number 10 and Matt's last option on the list.
Last on the list. And our last book and my final pick is the Avengers JLA crossover 4-issue series. Issue number 4 in particular. If you don't know anything about this is by George Perez, the legend George Perez. And this crossover took decades for them to iron out and to finally do. And I mean, wow, it was fantastic. All leading up. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. I'm not going to tell you the whole plot or anything, but it's the JLA and the Avengers fighting a cosmic level threat. And and at the very, you do see this in the comic itself, in the story. Because so
Superman is worthy? Is that?
Yes, Superman is worthy to hold Captain America's shield. And I guess that
hammer.
Thor's hammer too.
That hammer thing.
But yeah, this actually happens in the comic. It's not like today where like you see a cover and it has nothing to do with the story inside.
Okay, don't get me started. I think we need to do a whole video on covers that have nothing to do with the actual contents.
That's the thing. There's so many. It'd be never ending.
We could just do an entire video about Vampirella comic books because like those covers have nothing to do with
it whatsoever.
Nothing to do with what's going on in the comics.
It's like the print version of clickbait.
It is.
But yeah, I love this cover. You could see Superman he's been through the ringer, and this is like the last stand, and he's got Thor's hammer, he's got Cap's shield, and that's it, man. He is the man. He is ready for the final showdown. But yeah, I love this cover. Of course, I have this at home. I love it. This is really cool, really well done. Just really illustrates the point of like, he's been through it and back, and he's still fighting. And I mean, you can even see there's like some chips out of the shield and stuff, and some cracks on it. Really, really cool cover.
Who's the big bad evil guy in this story arc?
I don't want to give it away. I'm not giving it away.
I'll ask after we stop the camera then.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, neither one of us are like big DC guys. I think you probably read a little bit more DC than I have over the years. I mean, if it doesn't say Batman on the cover, or if it's not like a Vertigo imprint, I haven't read any DC stuff. So when they did these crossovers, and even more recently, they did some DC and Marvel crossovers.
Well, that's the thing.
I just never got into them.
Before this, you hardly. I mean, you had like a Superman, Spider-Man. Like that's about it.
Yep.
You know, and for them to come out with this crossover finally, which took decades for them to iron out. But now it seems like they're more willing to do a little more cooperation with the crossover.
They did Batman and Deadpool recently. Yeah. Then they did Spider-Man and Superman again, even more recently.
Yeah. So it seems like they're more willing to work together at this point. But before that, no, it was very contentious. But yeah, they finally got this ironed out because I think George Perez at the time had worked for both companies.
Oh yeah,
and so he was the one that really got the ball rolling on this. To his credit. But you see like cool little fight, like Batman fighting Cap. I mean, come on, man, that's cool. Very cool. I'm not going to tell you who wins. You'll have to read it yourself.
Alrighty, well, I guess that will wrap up our list of the 10 greatest battle damaged covers. And like I said, per our opinions, this is like no definitive list. I think people get a little carried away when we do these like top 10 lists or top 20 lists, and they're like, nuh-uh, and they get all angry in the comments.
Well, hey, if you want to share what your favorites are, hey, okay.
Yeah, by all means.
I might disagree with you, but that's fine.
But there's no like science. You're
allowed to do that. That's okay.
There's no scientific method to come up with these lists. It's just our opinions.
Yeah, it's your personal preferences.
You know what we like.
And plus, you know what? You might say, hey, I like this cover a lot better. Maybe it's something I haven't seen before. You know,
that's possible.
And I might agree with you. Like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. That's a really good cover. But yeah, tell us what your favorite covers are. Let us know, man. I'm dying to see them.
Alrighty. Well, with that said, we will close this one out for today. Let me say thanks for tuning in and watching as always. And as we always say, keep collecting comic books, keep watching our videos, and until the next one, bye now.